a hard concept, so we're going to keep working. You're welcome to move on to the analytical response if you are ready. If not, keep working on that chart. You're all getting it. I know it takes a while. It took me a while to understand this chart, so keep working. You're doing great. All right, I know there's some confusion on the chart, and it's not an easy concept. So I'm just going to go over it briefly again so that you can make sure you have that in your square. We're going to start with theme, and we decided together that the theme was everybody needs somebody. So you can go ahead and write that in your second box if it's not already there. Then you're going to find a piece of text, some evidence in the text that supports this theme using one of our poetic devices. So maybe it's structure, maybe it's tone, maybe it's similes or metaphors. You're going to find one of those poetic devices in the poem that supports this theme, and you're going to write that evidence down. Pull out a sentence from the poem, some evidence from the poem, and write it down. Then you're going to just say, how does this repetition, how does this evidence support my theme? And then you've already made your claim. You just need to write it in a sentence. You've got it. If you can do these three things, you can write your claim and your analytical response because you know what your answer to your question is and you have proof to support your answer. Okay? I know this isn't an easy poem and this isn't an easy concept, but I believe each one of you can get this and you're going to do well on your test on Monday. But you got to turn on your brain and apply it and ask me questions if you have them. Work with your partner if you need to. I told you that at the beginning, but you're all being so quiet and working hard. Turn to your partner and talk to them if you need help understanding this a little bit more. Sometimes other people can explain it better. All right? Okay, we have 20 minutes left, so we're going to go ahead and move on to our analytical response. Using the text box, if that helped you. If not, you can think about it another way. That is fine. But we're going to read the poem again, so make sure you have a full understanding of what Maya Angelou is saying, and then analyze the poem using sound devices and tone to convey the theme. How and why did Dr. Angelou use sound devices in this poem? Why is the tone important to the reader in order to understand the theme? So, like I said, your claim is always going to be your first sentence. And that's always going to be the answer to the question. So, there's a question here. You're going to answer the question. That's your claim. And then you're going to use your evidence that you find in your text, and you're going to cite it. You're going to write that evidence in your response. And tell me why you give the answer to this question in your claim. All right? I know some of you are still working on your boxes, and you can keep doing that. But let's move on to the analytical response when you're ready. So I'm still circling around. So you see how that's going to... All right, can I get everyone's eyes back up here? We're going to make sure, 100% sure, that we all understand what a claim is and what evidence is to support that claim. I know some people got it, some people don't. It's not an easy concept. So I'm going to give you an example before we move on. So turn to the back of this packet, the very back, the blank page, and write this down so that you have it to look at. So here is an example question. What is your favorite restaurant? All right? This is the question. My claim, if this is asking me, is going to be my favorite restaurant. Okay? My answer to this question. My favorite restaurant, it's in Athens, where I'm from, and it's also in Nashville, is Taqueria del Sol. So I'm going to write my claim. My favorite restaurant is Taqueria del Sol. I have the answer to this question already answered, but I can't leave it there because I need evidence to why this is the best and why it's my favorite restaurant. So I'm going to give you pieces of evidence to support my claim. I don't eat meat typically. It makes me sick, and dairy. I wish I did because it smells really good, and I grew up eating it, but now I can't eat it. So one of my pieces of evidence to why this is my favorite restaurant would be that Taqueria del Sol has vegetarian options. Okay? That's one evidence. Number two, another reason that this is one of the best restaurants is that it is quick and affordable. I can get my whole dinner there for $4. So, I've given two pieces of evidence that are directly about the question and directly about my claim that back up why this is my favorite restaurant. Alright? So here is another question. Are there any baseball fans here? No baseball fans? One? Alright, what's the most loved sport?
Soccer.
Soccer? Alright, okay. What team will win the World Cup?
Brazil.
Alright, you gotta tell me your claim. What team you claim, write it in a complete sentence, and then give me evidence. Why do you think that Brazil or Spain,
USA.
Spain's out,
Team USA.
well, Team USA, I wish, will win the World Cup? So write this on the back so that you practice giving two pieces of evidence for the claim that you make. Answer this question with your claim, and then back it up with two things, and then we'll move on to the animal response. But I want to double check that you all have this in your head. Can I kill me? Not sure.